Imagine this. A plane takes off on a sunny morning in 1955, it disappears mid-air without a single trace, and then, 37 years later, it lands, calmly, as if nothing ever happened. This is the chilling legend of Pan Am Flight 914. A tale that has terrified skeptics, confused experts, and fascinated millions for decades. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery. What happened to Flight 914? Was it a time slip? A government cover-up? Or just a story gone too far? Let's step inside the cockpit and start from the beginning. It was July 2, 1955. New York to Miami. A simple 3-hour flight. Pan American Airways Flight 914. 57 passengers. 4 crew members. Weather, clear skies. Routine. Predictable. Ordinary. Families kissed their loved ones goodbye. Children pressed their faces to the window. The pilot, Captain Raymond Lewis, signed off the final checklist: engine stable, fuel loaded, visibility perfect. At 9:55 a.m., the aircraft taxied down the runway, taking off into the blue. No one on board, or on the ground, knew that this flight was about to vanish from the world. Air traffic control watched the plane on radar. Everything was normal. Then, it happened. At 10:12 a.m., the blip representing Flight 914 flickered, jittered, and then disappeared completely. No distress signal. No malfunction alert. No explosion detected. Just gone. Search teams combed hundreds of miles of ocean. Not a seat cushion. Not a scrap of metal. Nothing. Families mourned. Newspapers ran headlines. The airline declared, "No survivors." And so, Flight 914 became just another aviation tragedy. Or so the world thought. Fast forward to 1982, in Caracas, Venezuela. A normal day at the local airport. Air traffic controller Juan del Castillo sipped his coffee, watching the screen with half interest. Then he saw something. An aircraft, an old one, approaching out of nowhere. The radio crackled. "Caracas Tower, this is Pan American Flight 914, New York to Miami, requesting landing clearance." Juan froze. Pan American. The airline hadn't flown that model in decades. He answered, voice unsteady. "Flight 914, you're far off course. Please confirm your flight and your date." There was a pause. Then Captain Lewis spoke clearly. "Today is July 2, 1955. ETA Miami in 3 hours. What is the confusion?" Juan's heart stopped. The old aircraft descended, its white and blue Pan Am logo faded but unmistakable. People on the ground stared in disbelief. It looked like a ghost from another century. When the wheels touched the runway, ground crews rushed to meet it. But the pilot, shocked by the unfamiliar uniforms and modern equipment, refused to open the doors. Passengers pressed their faces to the windows. They looked confused, scared, still dressed in 1950s clothing. One passenger mouthed through the glass, "Where are we? This isn't Miami." Juan del Castillo tried reassuring the pilot. But Captain Lewis shouted, "This isn't right. You people, you're not supposed to be here." He abruptly restarted the engines. Airport staff shouted. Security rushed in. But before anyone could stop him, Captain Lewis pushed throttle to full power. The plane turned, raced down the runway, and took off again. Within minutes, Flight 914 lifted into the sky and disappeared into the clouds. Radar tracked it for a few moments, then the blip flickered and vanished. Again. Authorities searched. Nothing. No crash. No debris. The plane had evaporated. Juan del Castillo was interrogated. Airport staff questioned. The government sealed reports. The strange part. Within days, every record of the landing vanished. The logbook entry Juan wrote that day. Gone. Surveillance tapes. Gone. Official transcripts. Gone. It was as if the event had been erased. Except, Juan never forgot. Years later, Juan shared his story with journalists. He even described a terrifying detail. As the plane sat on the tarmac, he noticed something odd in the cockpit window. Captain Lewis looked older. Not like someone from 1955. His face showed exhaustion, and something else. Fear. Juan claimed the captain whispered into the radio, just before taking off, "They told us not to land." When asked who they were, Juan said the captain never finished his sentence. The story exploded across the world. But so did the theories. Theory 1. Time slips. Some believe the aircraft entered a natural time distortion, a wrinkle in space-time, and popped out decades later, unaware anything had happened. Theory 2. Government experiment. Others suggest the plane accidentally entered a secret US military time travel experiment. When it landed in 1982, authorities tried covering it up, and the captain escaped before they could intervene. Theory 3. Parallel universe. Some think Flight 914 briefly crossed into our world from an alternate timeline, a glitch in reality. Theory 4. Urban legend and skeptics say the whole thing is an elaborate myth born from tabloids. So what is the truth? Historians argue the story began from a sensational magazine article. Aviation records show no official evidence that Flight 914 ever existed. No Pan Am documentation. No passenger list. No accident report. But here's the twist. Several airport workers in Caracas swore the event happened. They described the same old Pan Am plane. The same pilot. The same passengers staring in fear. And Juan del Castillo's story never changed, even on his deathbed. He insisted the plane was real, and that it came from 1955. Today, the legend remains unsolved. Was Flight 914 a ghost plane? A slip through time? A government cover-up? Or just the world's most persistent urban myth? Here's the chilling part. Every few years, someone reports seeing an old Pan Am aircraft in the sky, flying silently, slowly, as if searching for a place to land. A plane with 57 passengers who don't know they've been gone for decades. Maybe Flight 914 is still out there, drifting eternally between time and sky, waiting for the day it finally reaches home.